Alright, final page of the Unit 9 review. Number 13, same thing as number 12 on the previous page. I'm going to take all my vertices and multiply them by the size change factor, which is 0.5. Kind of tough to see. So I would go find all these points, and I did that. When I multiply everything by 0.5, I should get 3, 3, 4, -1, -2, -2, and -2, 3. Now when I go to plot those, I'm going to plot A, 3, 3, B, 4, -1, C, -2, -2, and D, -2, 3. I should get a figure that is half as big. A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Show the distance from A to D. From A to D, you could count it out, or you could just say, hey, A to D, it was over 6 and 4, so 6 minus -4 has a distance of 10. From A prime to D prime, 3 minus -2 has a distance of 5, half as big. Number 14, just showing cross multiplication. If we want to solve for C, cross multiply, you get B times C equals A times D. If I want to get C all alone, I divide by B, and I get C equals AD divided by B. 15, true or false, size change does not preserve angle measure. That is false. Size changes do preserve angle measure. Almost done. Determine the center, number 16. Just like on the first page, you need to line up some points. A to A prime, and another point they have in common, well, you could do this a lot of different ways. They both have this common, or that in common. That's going to be the center. If you don't like doing that, make a point right underneath the center in each one and show the two lines meet right there, and that is the center right here. Okay. Determine the scale factor. I'm going to try to measure the radius of each one. So the radius here appears to be about 0.75. Here it's about 1.5. So this one is about twice as big, although remember, it's image over pre-image. Okay? Well, from my image, I got 0.75. From my pre-image, I got 1.5, which means the size change factor is 1/2. Not to be confused with 2. You got to keep in mind image over pre-image. Number 17, is this an expansion or a contraction? Here's your rule. Okay? So this means DEC was the pre-image, it became ABC. And if you look at it, this was where you started, it became here, it got bigger, that's an expansion. What's the value of K? Again, we need to measure something from each one and say image over pre-image. I'm going to choose to measure DE. When I measure DE, I get 2.3 and AB 3.5. Whoops. Image comes on top. Image was larger, so it's 3.5 over 2.3. I'm going to leave that as my answer. Could round that and get about 1.4. That is the end of the review for Unit 9.